iron flags on their graves. New Hampshire boys had a notion that the Union ought to be kept together, though they haven't seen more than 50 miles of it themselves. All they knew was the name, friends. The United States of America. The United States of America. And they went and died about it. This here is the new part of the cemetery. There's your friend Mrs. Gibbs and Mr. Stimson, the organist at the Congregational Church. And Mrs. Soames, who enjoyed the wedding so much, remember? Oh, and a lot of others. And Editor Webb's boy, Wallace, whose appendix burst while on a camping trip to Crawford Notch. Yes, an awful lot of sorrow has sort of quieted down up here. People just wild with grief have brought their relatives up to this very hill. And then times, sunny days, rainy days, snow. You all know how it is. A lot of thoughts come up here, night and day. But there's no post office. Now there are some things we all know, but we don't take them out and look at them very often. We all know that something is eternal. It ain't houses, it ain't names, it ain't earth, it ain't even the stars. We all know deep in our bones that something is eternal, and that something has to do with human beings. All the greatest people ever lived have been telling us that for over 5,000 years. And yet you'd be surprised how often we're letting go of that fact. You know, the dead don't stay interested in us living people for very long. Gradually, they let go hold of the earth and the ambitions they had and the pleasures they had and the things they suffered and the people they loved. They get weaned away from earth. That's the way I put it. Weaned away. Yes, they stay here a while. The earth part of them burns away, burns out. And all the while they slowly get indifferent to what's going on in Grover's Corners. Aren't they waiting for the internal part of them to come out clear? Some of the things they're going to say, maybe it'll hurt your feelings. But that's the way it is. Mother and daughter, husband and wife, enemy and enemy, money and miser. All those terribly important things kind of grow pale up here. And what's left? What's left when your memory's gone? And your identity? They're waiting. They're waiting for something they feel is coming. Something important and great. Well, here are some living people. There's Joe Stoddard supervising a new made grave. And here comes Sam Craig, a Grover's Corners boy that went out west.
Good afternoon. Joe Stoddard?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see now. Do I know you?
I'm Sam Craig.
Gracious sakes alive. I should have known you'd be back at the funeral, Sam. You've been away a long time.
I've been gone 12 years now. I got into business out in Buffalo, but I was east when I got news of my cousin's death. I figured I'd combine things a little and come see the old home. Well, you look well.
Yes. Can't complain.
Yes.
Yes, I always say I hate to supervise when a young person is taken. I had to come here early today. My son is supervising over at the home.
That's Farmer McCarthy. I used to have to do chores for him after school. Oh, he had the lumbago.
Yes, we brought Farmer McCarthy here a number of years ago now.
That's my Aunt Julia. Oh, I'd forgotten. Oh, of course.
Yes, Doc Gibbs lost his life 2 years ago, around this time. And today's another bad blow for him, too.
That's my sister Carrie's boy, Sam. Sam Craig.
I'm always uncomfortable with their around.
Simon.
Joe, do they choose their own verses much?
No, not often. Mostly the bereaved converse.
Well, that doesn't really sound like my Aunt Julia. Joe, I wanted to see my father's and my mother's grave.
Over with the crest. Avenue F.
He was the organist for the church. Oh, he used to drink a lot, we'd say.
Nobody was supposed to know about it. He'd seen a peck of trouble. Took his own life, you know.
Oh, did he?
Hung himself in the attic. Nobody was supposed to know about it, but of course it got around town. You can see there, he chose his own epitaph. It ain't much.
What is it? It just looks like a bunch of music notes.
Oh, I don't know. It was wrote up in the Boston papers at the time.
Joe, what did she die of?
Who?
My cousin.
Oh, didn't you know?
No.
She had some trouble bringing a baby into the world. It was her second, though. It was a little boy, around 4 years old.
And her grave's gonna be right there?
Yes. There's not much room left among the Gibbses, so they're opening up a new gift section for IMDb. You'll excuse me now. I see they're coming.
Who is it, Julia?
My daughter-in-law, Emily Webb.
Well, I declare, the rectory must have been awfully muddy. What did she die of, Julia?
In childbirth.
Childbirth? Why, I've forgotten all about that. Wasn't life awful? And wonderful.
It was wonderful, was it?
Now Simon, remember.
I remember Emily's wedding. Wasn't it a lovely wedding? And I remember her reading the class poem at graduation exercises. One of the brightest girls ever graduated from high school, if her principal could say so from time to time. I visited them on their farm, just before I died. Perfectly lovely farm.
It's on the same road we lived on. Maya, Bright Smart Farm.
I always liked that hymn. I was hoping they could sing a hymn.
Hello.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, Miss Gibbs. Hello, Mother Gibbs. Emily. It's raining. Yes. They'll be gone soon. Just rest yourself. It seems like thousands of years since Papa remembered that was my favorite hymn. I wish I'd been here a long time. I don't like being new here. Oh, hello, Mr. Simpson. How do you do?
Do, Emily.
Mother Gibbs, we made that farm into just the best place you ever saw. We thought of you all the time. We wanted to show you the new barn and the great long cement drinking fountain we got for the stock. We bought that out of the money you left us. I did? Why, yes, Mother Gibbs. Don't you remember? The legacy you left us. Why, it was over $350. Oh, yes. Yes, Emily. Well, there's a patent device on this drinking fountain so that it never overflows. And it never sinks past a certain mark they have there. It's fine. It won't be the same to George without me there, but it's a lovely farm. Life people don't understand, do they? No, dear. Not very much. They're sort of shut up in little boxes, aren't they? I feel as though I knew them last 1,000 years ago. My boy is spending the day at Mr. Carter's house. Mrs. Carter, my boy's spending the day at your house. Is he? Yes, he loves it there. Mother Gibbs, we have a Ford, too. Never gives any trouble. I don't drive, though. Oh, Mother Gibbs, when does this feeling go away? Being one of them. How long does it... Shh, dear. Just wait and be patient. I know. Look, they finished. They left. Look, Father Gibbs is bringing some of my flowers to you. looks just like George. Mother Gibbs, I never realized how troubled, how in the dark my persons are. Look at him. I love him so. From morning to night, that's all they are, troubled. Little cooler than it was. The rain's cooled off a little. But Mother Gibbs, one can go back. One can go back into the living again. I feel it. I know it. Why, just then, I was thinking about the farm, and for a minute, I was there. My baby was on my lap as plain as day. Yes, of course you can. I can go back and live all those days over again. Why not? All I can say is, Emily, don't. But it's true, isn't it? I can go back there again.
Yes, some have tried, but they soon come back here.
Don't do it, Emily.
Emily, don't. It's not what you think it'd be.
But I won't live over a sad day. I'll choose a happy day. I'll choose the day I first knew that I loved George. Oh, no. No, why should that be painful?
You not only live it, but you watch yourself living it.
Yes,
And as you watch it, you see what they, down there, never know. You see the future. You know what's going to happen afterwards.
but is that painful? Why? That isn't the only reason why you shouldn't do it, Emily. Once you've been here longer, you'll see that our job here is to forget about life and think only of what is ahead and be ready for what is ahead. Once you've been here longer, you'll see that. Oh, Mother Gibbs, how can I ever forget that life? It's all I knew. It's all I had.
Oh, Emily, it isn't wise. Really, it isn't.
But it's a thing I must know for myself. I'll choose a happy day anyway.
No!
At least choose an unimportant day. Choose the least important day of your life. It will be important enough. And it can't be since I was married, or since the baby was born. I can choose a birthday, right? I choose my 12th birthday.
All right? It's February 11th, 1899. Do you want any special time of day?
I want the whole day.
We'll begin at dawn. You remember it had been snowing for several days, and they had just begun clearing the roads the night before. The sun's coming up.
There's Main Street. And there's Mrs. Morgan's drugstore before she changed it. And there's the livery stable.
Yes. It's 1899. This is 14 years ago.
This is the town I knew as a little girl. There's the old white fence that used to line our house. I loved it so. Are they inside?
Yes, your mother will be coming down in a minute to make breakfast.
Will she?
Do you remember your father had been away for a few days and came back on the early morning train?
No.
He'd been back to his college to make a speech in western New York at Clinton.
There's Howie Newsom. And there's a policeman. But he's dead. He died.
Whoa, Betsy! Morning, Bill.
Morning, Howard.
You're up early?
Got the rest of the party. Got your frozen. Got my Polish down there. Got a truck to lay out snow dress. Martin was dead when I shook it.
There's Joe Kroll.
Morning, Mr. Warren. Morning, Allie.
Morning, Joe.
Children, Wally, Emily, time to get up. Mama, I'm here. Oh, how young Mama looks. I never knew Mama was that young.
Morning, Bill.
Morning, Mr. Webb. You're up early.
Yeah, I just got back to my old college up in New York State. Been any trouble here?
Got a call this morning to rescue a Polish fella. Darn near froze to death he was.
Oh, we gotta get that in the paper.
Wasn't much.
Good morning, Mother.
How'd it go, Charles?
Well, fine, I guess. I gave him a few words. Everything all right here?
Yes, can't think of anything that happened special. Been right cold. Hallie Newsom says it's 10 below over to his barn.
Yes, well, it's colder than that at Hamilton College. Students' ears are falling out. It ain't crispy.
Paper have any mistakes in it?
None that I noticed. Charles, don't forget it's Emily's birthday. Did you remember to get her anything?
Yeah, I've got it right here. Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
Don't interrupt her now, Charles. You can see her at breakfast. She's slow enough as it is. Hurry up, children!